In the high-stakes arena of global finance, few voices carry as much weight as Brian Moynihan, the CEO of Bank of America. When he speaks, markets move and analysts take note. His latest revelation has sent ripples through the financial world. Bank of America is gearing up to launch its own stablecoin, a digital currency tethered to the reliability of assets like the US dollar. This bold move signals a new era for traditional banking in the age of digital finance. Well, you're in exactly the right place. I'm about to reveal the game-changing news that has Wall Street buzzing and crypto whales scrambling to position themselves. In the next 20 minutes, you'll discover why Bank of America's latest move could change everything we know about digital money, how this affects your portfolio, what you need to do right now to stay ahead of the curve, and most importantly, why the smart money is moving while everyone else is still sleeping. But here's what's really crazy. This announcement didn't happen in isolation. There's a bigger story here that connects to massive changes happening in Washington, regulatory shifts that could unlock trillions of dollars, and a financial revolution that's about to go mainstream. But first, if you're interested in this video and want to see more breaking crypto news, but before we dive into today's incredible news, I want you to do something special. Join our community by smashing the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, drop a comment right now saying Pi Network to the moon and include your country name to see our global Pi family unite. Whether you're watching from Canada, Kenya, South Africa, Papua New Guinea, India, Indonesia, or anywhere else around the world. Now, let's dive into this explosive story that everyone's talking about, and more importantly, what it means for your financial future. I'm Nathan, and today let's talk about what just happened that has the entire financial world talking. Brian Moynihan, the CEO of Bank of America, and I'm talking about one of the biggest banks in the world, with over $3 trillion under management, just dropped an absolute bombshell at the Economic Club of Washington, D.C. He announced that his bank is not just ready, but eager to launch their own stablecoin. But here's the part that makes this announcement so significant. They're not just dipping their toes in the water. They've been preparing for this moment for years. They've been building the infrastructure, training their teams, and developing the technology stack needed to handle billions of transactions. But here's the kicker that everyone's missing. They're just waiting for one thing: government approval. The moment regulators give the green light, Bank of America will unleash their digital currency on the world. And when that happens, we're looking at a complete transformation of how money moves around the globe. Think about this for a second. We're talking about a bank that processes millions of transactions every single day. A bank that has relationships with governments, corporations, and individuals across the planet. When they speak, the entire financial world listens with complete attention. And now they're saying crypto isn't just the future, it's the present, and they want to lead the charge. But here's what's really interesting. This isn't some desperate attempt to stay relevant. Bank of America has been quietly building their blockchain capabilities for years. They hold more blockchain patents than almost any other financial institution. They've been testing digital payment systems internally. They've been preparing for this moment when traditional finance and crypto technology finally merge. This announcement represents something much bigger than just another bank entering crypto. It represents the moment when institutional legitimacy meets revolutionary technology. And that combination is absolutely explosive. Now, let me break this down in simple terms, because understanding stablecoins is crucial to understanding why this announcement is so massive. A stablecoin is essentially like having a digital dollar that lives in your phone or computer. But unlike Bitcoin, which goes up and down like a roller coaster, a stablecoin stays at exactly $1. Always. No matter what's happening in the markets. How does this magic work? It's actually beautifully simple. For every digital coin they create, they keep one real dollar in a vault. It's a one-to-one relationship. So if there are 1 million stablecoins in circulation, there are 1 million real dollars sitting in a bank account backing them up. It's that straightforward. But here's where it gets interesting. You get all the incredible benefits of cryptocurrency: lightning fast transfers, incredibly low fees, works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, but without the crazy price swings that make people nervous about crypto. Let me paint you a picture of how this works in real life. Imagine you need to send money to your family in another country. Right now, with traditional banking, it takes 3 to 5 business days, costs anywhere from $20 to $50 in fees, and you have to hope the banks are open and the systems are working. With a stablecoin, that same transaction happens in literally seconds, costs less than $1, and works whether it's Christmas morning or 3 in the morning on a Sunday. The money arrives instantly, and your family can use it immediately. But that's just the beginning. Think about online shopping. Right now, when you buy something online, your payment goes through multiple intermediaries. Your bank, the payment processor, the merchant's bank, maybe a credit card company. Each one takes a cut, and each one adds delay. With stablecoins, you pay directly. No middlemen, no delays, no excessive fees. The merchant gets paid instantly, and you get your goods faster. It's a complete transformation of how commerce works. Now, here's something most people don't realize. Not all stablecoins are created equal. Some are backed by real dollars, like what Bank of America is proposing. Others use complex algorithms or risky investments. Some have failed spectacularly, wiping out billions of dollars. What Bank of America is proposing is the gold standard. Every digital token backed one-to-one by US dollars, held in segregated accounts, audited by regulators, and managed by one of the most trusted financial institutions in the world. This isn't some risky experiment. This is institutional-grade financial infrastructure. Here's what most people don't understand about this announcement, and why it's so much bigger than just another bank entering crypto. When a giant like Bank of America makes this move, it's not just about creating one more digital coin. It's about fundamentally changing how the world views cryptocurrency and digital assets. Right now, despite all the growth and adoption, many people still think crypto is risky, complicated, or potentially fraudulent. There's still this perception that it's for tech nerds, speculators, or people trying to avoid traditional banking. But when your bank, the same bank where you keep your mortgage, your car loan, your savings account, offers you a digital dollar, suddenly crypto becomes completely normal. It becomes safe. It becomes something your grandmother would use to send birthday money to her grandchildren. This is exactly what happened with the internet. In the early days, only computer enthusiasts and researchers used it. Most people thought it was complicated and unnecessary. Then big companies started building websites. Then online banking appeared. Then e-commerce exploded. Now your grandparents shop online, video chat with family, and manage their finances digitally without even thinking about it. We're at that exact same moment with digital currencies. Bank of America's announcement is like Amazon launching their website in 1995. It's the moment when revolutionary technology meets mainstream adoption. But here's the deeper story that most people are missing. This isn't just about Bank of America. This is about a complete transformation of the global financial system. When one major bank moves, it forces all the others to follow or risk being left behind. Think about what happens next. JP Morgan, which already has their own digital coin for institutional clients, will expand their offerings. Wells Fargo will announce their blockchain initiatives. Citibank will reveal their digital currency plans. Every major financial institution will race to offer the best digital banking services. And when banks compete, consumers win. We get better products, lower fees, faster service, and more innovation. This creates a positive feedback loop that accelerates adoption and drives down costs across the entire system. But there's another layer to this story that's absolutely fascinating. Bank of America isn't just creating a stablecoin. They're building the infrastructure for a completely new financial ecosystem. They're creating rails that other banks, businesses, and even governments can use. Imagine a world where your salary arrives as digital dollars, your rent payment happens instantly, your business transactions settle in real time, and international trade happens without delays or excessive fees. That's the world Bank of America is building toward. Now, let me tell you something that the big players absolutely don't want regular people to understand. While everyday investors are still debating whether crypto is legitimate, institutional investors, the whales, have been quietly positioning themselves for this exact moment. These aren't random speculators or get-rich-quick schemers. These are pension funds, insurance companies, hedge funds, and family offices managing billions of dollars. They have teams of analysts, direct access to regulators, and inside knowledge about what's coming next. And here's what they know that most people don't. When Bank of America launches their stablecoin, it's going to trigger a domino effect across the entire financial industry. Every major bank will need to respond. Every financial technology company will need to adapt. Every government will need to update their regulations. The smart money has been preparing for this moment for years. They've been buying cryptocurrency infrastructure companies. They've been investing in blockchain development firms. They've been building relationships with the teams that will power this new financial system. While regular people have been arguing about whether Bitcoin is real money, institutional investors have been quietly accumulating positions in the companies and technologies that will benefit from mainstream adoption. Here's a perfect example. While everyone was focused on Bitcoin's price movements, institutional investors were buying shares in companies like Coinbase, which processes cryptocurrency transactions. When mainstream adoption accelerates, these infrastructure companies become incredibly valuable. The whales also understand something that most retail investors miss. This isn't a zero-sum game between traditional finance and cryptocurrency. It's a merger. Traditional finance brings trust, regulation, and massive scale. Cryptocurrency brings innovation, efficiency, and global accessibility. When these two worlds combine, the result isn't the destruction of one or the other. It's the creation of something much more powerful than either could be alone. And the investors who position themselves at the intersection of these trends stand to benefit enormously. But here's what's really tricky about what the whales are doing. They're not just buying cryptocurrency. They're buying the infrastructure, the technology companies, the regulatory compliance firms, and the talent that will power this transformation. They understand that the real money isn't made in speculating on price movements. The real money is made in owning the picks and shovels that everyone else will need to participate in this new financial system. Let me paint you a detailed picture of what your financial life could look like once Bank of America and other major banks launch their stablecoins. This isn't some distant future scenario. This is what's coming in the next few years. Imagine waking up on payday. Instead of waiting for your direct deposit to clear, which can take hours or even days, your salary arrives instantly as digital dollars. You can see it, spend it, or save it immediately. No waiting, no holds, no delays. You need to pay your rent. Instead of writing a check or setting up a bank transfer that takes days to process, you send your landlord digital dollars instantly. They receive the payment immediately, and both of you have a permanent, transparent record of the transaction. You're shopping online and find the perfect gift for someone special. Instead of entering your credit card information, hoping it doesn't get stolen, and paying processing fees, you send digital dollars directly. The transaction happens instantly, costs almost nothing, and is completely secure. Your child is studying abroad and needs emergency money. Instead of dealing with international wire transfers that take days and cost a fortune, you send them digital dollars instantly. They can use them immediately, anywhere in the world, without worrying about exchange rates or bank fees. You're running a small business and a customer wants to pay immediately. Instead of waiting days for credit card payments to settle, dealing with chargebacks, or paying processing fees that eat into your profits, you receive digital dollars instantly. Your cash flow improves dramatically. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because these digital dollars work on blockchain technology, you can also access entirely new financial services that weren't possible before. You could earn interest on your digital dollars automatically without minimum balances or monthly fees. You could get loans instantly using your digital assets as collateral without lengthy approval processes. You could invest in global markets directly without going through multiple intermediaries. The possibilities are endless because blockchain technology enables what we call programmable money. Money that can automatically follow rules, execute contracts, and interact with other financial services without human intervention. Here's another powerful example. Let's say you're buying a house. Right now, the closing process involves dozens of people, stacks of paperwork, and weeks of waiting. With programmable digital dollars, the entire process could happen automatically. When all conditions are met, the money transfers instantly, the deed transfers automatically, and you get your keys immediately. This isn't science fiction. The technology exists today. What we've been waiting for is institutional adoption and regulatory clarity. Bank of America's announcement signals that both of those pieces are falling into place. But here's the most important part for you personally. This transformation will create massive opportunities for people who understand it early. Just like the internet created countless millionaires among those who understood its potential, this financial revolution will create enormous wealth for those who position themselves correctly. The question isn't whether this will happen, it's whether you'll be ready when it does. Now, you might be wondering why this hasn't happened already if the technology exists and the demand is there. The answer comes down to one word: regulation. And understanding the regulatory landscape is crucial to understanding why this moment is so significant. Banks like Bank of America operate in one of the most heavily regulated industries in the world. They can't just launch new products without extensive government approval. They need to demonstrate that their systems are secure, that customer funds are protected, and that they comply with hundreds of different laws and regulations. This is actually fantastic news for consumers. When Bank of America launches their stablecoin, you can be absolutely certain that it meets the highest standards for security, compliance, and consumer protection. This isn't some experimental project. This is a battle-tested financial product from one of the most regulated institutions in the world. But here's what's changing that makes this moment so critical. The regulatory environment is shifting dramatically in favor of digital assets. The new administration in Washington has made it clear that they want America to lead in financial innovation. They're working on comprehensive crypto legislation that will provide the clarity banks need to move forward. Congress is actively working on bills that would define exactly what stablecoins are, who can issue them, and how they should be regulated. The Treasury Department and Federal Reserve are developing frameworks for digital dollar infrastructure. Financial regulators are hiring blockchain experts and updating their guidelines. This isn't happening by accident. Policymakers understand that financial innovation is crucial to America's competitive advantage. They see what's happening in other countries, China's digital yuan, Europe's digital euro initiatives, and dozens of other nations exploring central bank digital currencies. They know that if America doesn't lead in this space, other countries will. And when Bank of America and other major banks launch their stablecoins, it positions the US dollar as the backbone of the global digital economy. Here's something fascinating that most people don't realize. The regulatory approval process for Bank of America's stablecoin won't just benefit Bank of America. It will create a template that other banks can follow. It will establish industry standards that everyone can use. It will build the regulatory infrastructure that enables the entire ecosystem to grow. This is why smart investors are paying such close attention to regulatory developments. When Congress passes comprehensive crypto legislation, that's the starting gun for a race among banks to launch their digital currency products. And being first to market in this space provides enormous advantages. Let me zoom out and show you the absolutely massive picture of what we're witnessing. This isn't just about Bank of America launching a stablecoin. This is about the birth of an entirely new financial system that combines the best of traditional banking with the power of blockchain technology. Think about what money actually is. It's a technology for storing and transferring value. For most of human history, that technology was physical. Coins, paper bills, gold bars. Then we developed electronic systems, credit cards, wire transfers, digital banking. Now we're entering the next phase: programmable, global, instant digital money. Bank of America managing $3 trillion digitally isn't new. They already do that. What's revolutionary is doing it on blockchain technology, which makes it faster, cheaper, more transparent, and accessible to anyone with an internet connection. This is like watching the internet being born all over again. In the early days, people used the internet to do things they were already doing, sending messages instead of letters, reading news instead of newspapers. But the real transformation happened when entirely new possibilities emerged: social media, e-commerce, streaming video, the sharing economy. The same thing is happening with blockchain-based finance. Right now, we're mostly using it to do things we already do: send money, make payments, store value. But the real revolution will come from entirely new possibilities that weren't feasible before. Imagine financial services that work automatically without human intervention. Insurance that pays out instantly when certain conditions are met. Loans that adjust their terms automatically based on market conditions. Investment products that rebalance themselves. Savings accounts that automatically find the best interest rates. These aren't distant dreams, they're already being built. What Bank of America's announcement signals is that this experimental phase is ending and the mainstream deployment phase is beginning. Here's another way to think about it. Every major technological revolution has followed the same pattern. First, early adopters experiment with the technology. Then, infrastructure companies build the foundations. Then, established institutions adopt and scale the technology. Finally, it becomes so normal that people forget it was ever new. We're right at that third stage with blockchain finance. The experiments have been run, the infrastructure has been built. Now established institutions like Bank of America are ready to adopt and scale. And once that happens, mainstream adoption follows quickly. But here's what makes this moment uniquely powerful. Unlike previous technological revolutions that primarily affected specific industries, this financial revolution affects everyone. Every person, every business, every government interacts with money. When the money system transforms, everything else transforms with it. The opportunities for those who understand this transformation early are absolutely enormous. We're talking about new industries, new job categories, new investment opportunities, and new ways of creating and preserving wealth. But here's the critical point. This window of opportunity won't stay open forever. Once mainstream adoption begins, the easy gains disappear. The time to position yourself is now, while most people are still skeptical or confused about what's happening. So there you have it. Bank of America's stablecoin announcement isn't just news, it's a preview of our financial future. A future where digital money is completely normal, where transactions happen instantly across the globe, where the line between traditional banking and blockchain technology disappears entirely. But more than that, it's a signal that we're entering the most exciting period of financial innovation in human history. The combination of institutional legitimacy, regulatory clarity, and revolutionary technology is creating opportunities that we haven't seen since the early days of the internet. The question isn't whether this transformation will happen, it's already happening. The question is whether you'll be ready when it accelerates. Will you be among the people who understood early and positioned themselves correctly? Or will you be among those who waited until it was obvious to everyone? Remember, the whales are already positioning themselves. The smart money is moving while everyone else is still debating whether this is real. The institutional investors are building their positions while retail investors are arguing about price predictions. But here's the beautiful thing about this moment. You don't need to be a whale to benefit from this transformation. You just need to be informed, prepared, and willing to think beyond today's limitations. If this video opened your eyes to what's coming, I need you to do 4 things right now. First, smash that like button to help this important information reach more people who need to understand what's happening in the financial world. Second, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss breaking news that could affect your financial future. I'm constantly researching and analyzing these developments, and I want to make sure you stay ahead of the curve. Third, share this video with anyone who needs to understand what's happening. Your friends, your family, your colleagues, anyone who cares about their financial future needs to understand this transformation. Fourth, engage with this community. Write PI Network to Moon, along with your country name and flag in the comments. I read every single comment and love connecting with viewers from around the world. Your engagement helps me understand what content serves you best and helps the algorithm show this information to more people. The financial revolution is here. It's not coming someday, it's happening right now. The only question is, will you be part of it or will you watch from the sidelines? In my next video, I'll break down exactly how to position yourself for this transformation, what specific opportunities to watch for, and how to separate the real opportunities from the hype. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay informed, stay ahead, and remember, the future belongs to those who understand it first. I'll see you in the next one.